Coffee and convo, y'all. Let's get it. Yo, salute to everybody already here in the building, man. You guys know what time it is. Welcome to the latest installment of Coffee and Convo. I am your host, Graphk Raider, man. Salute to the greatest chat in YouTube history. As always, man, make sure you guys wipe them feet around here. That means get those likes up and also hit that subscribe button if you guys are not subscribed yet. Also, salute to everybody listening on the audio side of things over at Spotify and Apple Podcast. If you guys frequent those platforms, make sure to go over there, get some of the podcasts, some downloads, go over there, subscribe to your boy, OLV Raiders Network. It definitely helps us with advertising opportunities, sponsorship opportunities, and all that good stuff. So, and once again, salute the Green Dot Gang, heavy. I see Paper Chase, OJ, I think it's Kanaki. Salute to my guy, man. Salute to One Up, Johnny Wade, DeMarcus, my guy Eddie, Jesse, James Powers. Appreciate you guys. As always, this is not going to be a long live, you guys. We're going to go over this whole Colton Miller situation. We did bring in another offensive tackle. We're going to talk about that as well. We actually brought up a UDFA at the tight end position on the active roster. We're going to go over that here in a second as well. And then we'll talk about what's going on around the league. Also, real quick, I want to say thank you guys, every single one of you guys, because I didn't say it, but a couple days ago, I forgot to bring it up yesterday. We eclipsed 15 million views on YouTube, man. 15 million views. I've only been doing this Raider thing, I think maybe 4 or 5 years. Man, you guys are the best. Without you guys, that is not possible. And also, got a message from YouTube the other day that we are officially in the top 20% of the program. They said that because of the frequency of the uploads, that we put out 80% more content than most of the other partners on the YouTube partner. For those who don't know what that means, those who are monetized are partners of YouTube. So we are in the top 20 percentile on YouTube in terms of upload frequency, man. So thank you guys for giving me a reason to constantly upload. And yeah, man, just taking the platform to another level, man. So once again, 15 million views. And also we are officially in the top 20 percentile on YouTube in terms of upload frequency, man. So you guys are the GOATs. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So the Paper Chase, come on, man. You know what we do. We could talk all we want. We could be 0-4 right now and get blown out every single game. We're still going to be there watching every step of the way, whether it's laughing through the pain, enjoying a win, whatever it is, we're going to be tuned in. You know what I mean? So yeah, it kind of sucks because once again, it does sound like Pete is definitely locked in on Stone Forsythe being the left tackle. With the Colton Miller injury, and we'll get there as well. You know, we'll just start there real quick because the situation is worse than what we all initially thought it was going to be. It was initially ruled a high ankle sprain. We were all assuming maybe 4 weeks, maybe a little more than that. I was thinking somewhere in that month range that we would have him back. But yeah, man, not only does he have a high ankle sprain, he also has a hairline fracture. So he will be on the IR. It looks as though Colton will not be back all season long. I'm assuming that Colton Miller will be done for the season. And I have to say this, man, salute to Colton. He got his deal before this. He earned it. He deserved it. No one saw this coming. But I have to say, man, I'm very happy that he locked in his deal before this happened. He's a good guy, really good football player, one of the lone Oakland Raiders left on this roster, one of the more underrated left tackles in football. So thank God that he got his bag before he winds up missing the season. So it was way worse than what we initially thought, you guys. It was a high ankle sprain, but there was also a hairline fracture. That is putting him on the injured reserve, at least for the next 4 games. But I am assuming he won't be back this season. So it looks as though Stone Forsythe, former Seahawk, Pete Carroll has familiarity with him, will play the left tackle position. And it sounds like Pete Carroll and company are going to try and get Charles Grant up to speed a little bit more. He struggled in preseason, you guys, with the reps that he did have. But once again, he was out there playing with a bunch of backups, and he is a small school guy, 3rd-round pick that is a developmental type talent. So we weren't assuming that he was going to come in and win a job day one, but I'm hoping they can get him up to speed, because at this point, he's been inactive every single week up to this point in the season. And we know what Stone Forsythe is. We do not have any idea what Charles Grant can do at the next level. But once again, he did struggle in preseason, but he did, play with a bunch of other across the O-line. So also we did elevate undrafted rookie tight end Carter Runyon to the active roster. So I don't know, once again, if this is, a situation where he's going to help block up front, if they're looking at him as we don't have any update on Michael Mayer yet. It sounds like he's getting closer to being able to go, and he may be able to go this weekend. So I'm not going to jump the gun here, but we activated rookie tight end Carter Runyon. So it looks like we'll have 4 active tight ends. That is if Michael Mayer can go this Sunday. So that's good. You got Ian Thomas, you got Brock Bowers, you got Michael Mayer. Hopefully he clears concussion protocol and he's good to go. And then Carter Runyon as well. Also, we went out there and signed another tackle off of the streets. He came in, I believe, Aziz, our former tackle, came in as well for a workout, and we signed Leroy Watson IV. This guy will be placed on the practice squad. He's a 3rd-year guy. He has 4 starts under his belt. He's played with 2 teams, the Browns and the Titans, the past few seasons. He's played in 11 games as a whole, and also he spent the offseason, according to Raiders Wire, training camp with the Vikings, but he did not make the roster out of camp. So the Raiders went and signed Leroy Watson IV, tackle, to the practice squad, pretty much took Carter Runyon's spot there on the practice squad. We elevated Carter Runyon, and we have officially placed Colton Miller on the IR. So some news right there, you guys. Once again, I'm hoping and praying that we can get Charles Grant up to speed. Hopefully he looks better, playing on an O-line with JPJ, Jordan Meredith, Glaze, and those starters, right? Because, again, in preseason, he was playing with a bunch of backups. So it's easy to struggle out there when you're playing with I'm being actually kind of nice here, a very, very mid O-line in preseason. They love what they seen out of this kid in William and Mary, but once again, when we took him, we knew he was a developmental type talent. The same for Caleb Rogers. That's why I thought that it was kind of a reach taking those guys so early. I had Caleb Rogers as a 6th-round guy. Like I was taking him in mocks later on in the draft out of Texas Tech. So, for them to get him where they did, it speaks volumes of how high Spy Tech is on this kid. Both of them, Charles Grant, 3rd-round guy. Some people had him rated higher than that, but once again, small program, it's going to take some time. I don't think a lot of people are going to take a developmental talent in the 1st or 2nd round, like Charles Grant coming out of a small school like William and Mary. So, but there you go, you guys. Some news around the league, around our Raiders. Also, the injury report for right now. We don't know, as Chloe disrespectfully drinks her water in the background, as she always does. Colton Miller, officially on the IR. He's out. Michael Mayer is questionable, officially questionable for Sunday with the concussion. So maybe we see our guy out there against the Colts. Aiden O'Connell, he's on the IR, with the wrist injury. DeCam is still questionable with the hamstring. Lonnie Johnson, we know that, the IR. And then Eric Stokes with the knee. It sounds like it was a sprained knee. He is questionable for Sunday. On the other side of things, the Colts, Alec Pierce is also dealing with a concussion. He is questionable. Blake Freeland, leg, he's on the IR. Just going over everything they have going in Indianapolis, you guys. Kenny Moore, Achilles, he is questionable for this Sunday. Tyler Goodson, groin, he is questionable. Their backup running back. Jalen Jones, corner, hamstring, he's on the IR. Matt, is it Gonzalez, I believe? I don't want to butcher his name, but it's spelled really weird. Offensive tackle, dealing with a toe injury. He's questionable. And then other than this, most of the other guys were already on the IR. We don't have to go over those names. So those are your updates right now, at least, for the injury report for Sunday. Things will change. We'll be back at practice today. We'll get some more reports tomorrow and Friday as we head into Indianapolis to face the Colts this Sunday. But I'm assuming that with DCAM being questionable with the hamstring injury, if Stokes can't go, that DCAM is probably going to get more reps. Probably Porter taking over for Stokes, and then DCAM coming in and taking those reps that Porter was getting, those 16 or where, how many reps he got, these past few weeks. But it looks like DCAM will probably be a rotational piece out there at the cornerback position if he can go with the hamstring issue this Sunday. So Callie Crook, I don't think that Colton's going to retire at all. And, I spoke with some people that are very close to him and close to the situation. And he is in really good spirits. And he also said that the comeback is going to be crazy. So I don't think Crook at all. And this is from his inside, his circle. It doesn't get any more closer than this. Let me just say that he's excited for the comeback. And, when he is ready to go, he'll be ready to go. So I'm not going to jump the gun here and say that Colton's going to retire. And he also just got a major extension. So I don't think you're going to leave that kind of money on the table because of a hairline fracture in a, high ankle sprain. So, let him have the year, let him have the season, get right. We'll get him back rolling next season. I don't think there's any real reason to push him out there, even if he's healthy in 6-7 weeks. There's no real reason to do it. This is kind of I don't want to say it, you guys, because once again, I believe that this team can rattle off some wins, but it's kind of a lost season in a sense, because also most of us didn't really have crazy high expectations for this team this year to go out there and win a few playoff games or so on and so forth. I think a lot of us were kind of looking at that 7 to 10 range in terms of victories this season. So there's no real reason to rush Colton Miller out there at all. There you go, Chuck. I definitely did introduce you to my guy. Salute to you. You know what's up. Salute to my guy, Chuck. Hey, I'll be home in a couple of weeks too, Chuck. I'll be home the 15th through the 19th. I'm flying home for a few funerals, man. So if I have a free day, I'm thinking about maybe trying to put something together, in SAC for the Raider fans and us. So stay tuned. I'll hit you up when I get home, brother. Let me see. Yeah, this is a rebuild, retool year. Rest Miller. Yeah, there's no real reason to go out there and rush him out there. You know what I mean? Once again, he's on the IR. So essentially he's gone for 4 weeks, but he'll be gone longer than that. Mario, Colton is solid. Best player on our O-line. Least pressured. He always does his job, even last year when he was injured. And yes, I did talk frequently last year about Colton Miller struggling early on in the season. This is facts. Look, I can be a man about that and own up to that. It was clear that he wasn't really truly healed from that shoulder surgery, that injury. You could see that his full strength was not on display early on last year. And then as the season went on, gradually he got a lot better, and you've seen him in rare form as the season, went on. So I'm expecting, Colton Miller to have a full recovery from this and be back better than ever. So, and hopefully the next time we see him, we got a few other pieces that we can put on that O-line that'll make his job a lot easier. Dylan Parham is a free agent, you guys, so he'll probably be on his way out. I don't think that they're going to pay this guy again. And then we'll see some other moves at some point, when we enter the draft and then free agency as well. There's a few interesting names that will be free agents this upcoming offseason, and we'll have a ton of money at our disposal next season and the following season to build up the trenches. So, Eddie, I'm not a fan, honestly. This is no knock. I think his game is cool. I think he has a cool game, but I'm not a major fan of him. And honestly, bro, I can't get with the whole extreme glazing of Patrick Mahomes. It's just kind of nasty. I think that they both have the same quarterbacks coach or something like that. I think they work out together. But this dude, bro, it's just the glazing is just out of this world, bro. Like, it's actually nasty. I've never seen anybody want to be somebody else so bad. It's kind of crazy to me. It's like what was Lil Durk, what was it, Lil Perkio or whatever, the other dude that had the dreads and try to look like him. It's just nasty work. It's nasty work. I don't want a guy like that wants to be another guy in our division. Now, if you are motivated by Patrick Mahomes, a guy that's won several championships, several Super Bowls, and you wouldn't patent your game after him, I respect that. He's the best in the game, definitely. But bro, this shit, man, he got the mannerisms down, the hair down. It's just weird shit. It feels like he monitors Patrick Mahomes' weight and finds a way to get where he is at every single. It's just the weirdest shit in the world. It's like it just kind of reminds me of he puts the lotion on his. It's like very, very spooky, very, very weird. I'm cool. Salute to my guy Trip on the $2 holla. Do you think Grant takes over at left tackle eventually? I don't know, Trip. I really don't. If Colton plays out his contract, I don't think that he will. Once again, Colton will be around for a little longer. We signed him. What did we sign him to, you guys? A 3-year extension, I believe, or 4-year extension. He'll be around for many moons. So at that point, you can't just sit Grant for that long. So if Glaze is not your right tackle of the future, and let's just say he struggles mightily for the rest of the season, he's had his ups and downs, coming into, the 5th week of this season, and once again, he should be going through his bumps and bruises, right? 3-year deal, DeMarcus. There you go. I was saying 4 because he had the year on this, this year, and then we extended him the other 3. So, but maybe the right tackle of the future. I know he's been, a career left tackle. Maybe they look at Glaze and move him to the guard position where he may be better. I know he has some history of playing guard and tackle. So maybe if Colton Miller is playing at a high clip and you invested a 3rd-round pick in Charles Grant, and you want to see him out there and he's getting it together, you may put him out on the right side. And then you may move Glaze to guard and then figure that out. And once again, Glaze is a former regime guy. Tom Telesco is the one that drafted him. So essentially, none of these guys have a connection to DJ Glaze. Now, if he's playing well, they're going to hold on to him, and there's no reason to move on from him. But I can definitely see him being a guard down the line. JPJ on the left side, maybe DJ Glaze right next to Charles Grant. And if you want to keep Meredith at center, cool. If that's the way you want to roll with this, because he's the next Jason Kelsey, Chip Kelly. Maybe I think at some point we'll see him at right tackle, barring any setbacks in terms of Colton Miller's health. So to my guy Omar in the building as well, man. Doc's Christian Wilkins is still on the cap hit. Why? Because it's not done yet. Omar, I mean, look, they said when we cut him, this was going to be a lengthy, legal dispute. So this is not going to be done anytime soon. So he's essentially going to be on the cap moving forward until they come up with a verdict on, what we need to pay him, or if we don't need to pay him, and so on and so forth. So Christian Wilkins and his representation are trying to get that money, and the Raiders are trying to refrain from paying him. So we're definitely at a dispute here. It's going to take some time. So he is still on the cap regardless of anything until the NFL comes up with a plan, and then we move forward from that. So that is the reason why. Let me see, man. Salute to Tony. Graphk, Raiders will be building for the next 10 years. I'm no longer a Raider fan. I'm back as a Rams fan. Let me get this comment out the comment section. That's disrespectful. Yeah, I don't entertain flip-floppers, bro. That's nasty work. That's just, I don't do the whole 2-team thing and then one going from here and the other one going from there. It's just nasty work, man. And what's funny, Tony? I have this nagging suspicion that if, let's just say, the Rams shit the bed next year and we come out swinging and we win a Super Bowl, you're going to be right back over here trying to act as though you never left the shield. So good luck to you and your fandom, brother. Much love, no disrespect, but I don't get down with the flip-floppy ass shit. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Because trust and believe, if we're better next year and we're fighting for playoffs, for playoff wins, you're gonna be right back over here with us, acting as though you never left. So it is what it is. Sam, I believe the trade deadline is in a few weeks. Let me see. NFL trade deadline 2025. I believe it's in a few weeks. Let's see. November 4th is the deadline. November 4th. November 4th. So it's right around the corner. Right around the corner. We got one more month for the deadline. And you'll see a lot of moving and shaking here very, very soon. Pause if necessary, because there are some teams like our Raiders, if they continue to falter and they continue to lose games, expect Jacoby Myers to be a name that other teams are going to be looking at to bring in at wide receiver because he has, an expiring contract. Keep an eye on potentially some of those linebackers. I know people don't want to hear it, but Landon Roberts, 1-year deal, Devin White, 1-year deal, Jamal Adams, 1-year deal. There's going to be teams that are going to have injuries at certain positions. And if we're just at 2 wins, 3 wins, at the deadline, I can see Spy Tech saying, I value draft picks. Let's get rid of some of these guys and let's pack it on up for the draft. So, but November 4th, for sure. Keep an eye on Jacoby. Keep an eye on maybe Dylan Parham. Maybe somebody loses their starting guard and they think that he could be better for them and they bring him in. Who's to say? But I definitely believe the Raiders will be active at the trade deadline in terms of unloading players on expiring deals. So, and then there's also some players out there, you guys, that I would take a look at right now. It looks like we talked about this the other day, that Tariq Woolen may be a hot name, to be traded here soon with the injury to Eric Stokes. We don't know how severe it is. Maybe Pete does want to reunite with him. There's also another interesting name out there in Cam Smith, a guy that I liked a ton in the 2023 draft. He was a second-round guy out of South Carolina. He really has not been able to get it together in Miami. With that struggling back end of that defense, this would be a young kid that can definitely use a new place, new fresh start. I would love to take a look at the 6'1". He's almost, I think he's like 196, 197. He was a ball hawk at South Carolina. This would be a interesting name, and I think he fits kind of that measurable, the measurables that Pete Carroll likes at the cornerback position. So keep an eye on Cam Smith because the Dolphins just waived him yesterday, former second-round pick. This could be a guy that, we can definitely take a look at on a waiver wire and potentially pick him up and add some more depth to that cornerback room. I would love it. If we're not looking at Tariq Woolen, I would take a look at Cam Smith. Definitely, regardless if he's struggled up to this point in his career. I don't care. Sometimes people just get into new environments and they absolutely ball out. So, I would love to have Tariq Woolen and Cam Smith, but, that's not going to happen. We're the Raiders, and we're 1-3 right now. If we were 4-0 and, we had some injuries at the cornerback position, I could see the Raiders probably getting aggressive. But the next 3 or 4 weeks are going to be telling for us, you guys. If we go on a run at the deadline, maybe we stand pat and we just stick with what we have, or maybe we look for an addition to kind of take us over the top and we find, a way to steal a wild card somehow, some way. I would love it, right? Or if we lose, let's just say the KC game, the Indianapolis game, and we lose like 2 out of 3 these next 4 weeks or whatever. I'm assuming that Spy Tech and company are definitely going to unload some of these veteran guys. Yeah, Wars is not going anywhere. I don't know who mentioned that. Tampa Bay is definitely not moving on from Tristan Wirfs. Like, I would love to have him, but that's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Let me see, man. With our backs against the wall, I'm expecting the Raiders to play their best game of the season. And hopefully, man, let's not act as though Indianapolis is world beaters, you guys. They have the best running back in football right now with Jonathan Taylor. Daniel Jones' numbers can be a little deceiving. He's looked really good at times, and he's looked kind of mid at times. This isn't a great Indianapolis Colts team. It's not. It's a really good football team right now. They're 3-1. Schedule-wise, they've taken care of business. They could have been 4-0. They almost beat the Rams. If a few things went, their way, they're in the driver's seat in the division at 4-0. But this is a very much so beatable Indianapolis Colts team, you guys. I'm telling you now. You know what I mean? We can exploit that defense. I know once again that they're pretty high ranked in terms of most stats outside of third down and red zone defense. But we can definitely, if Geno can really get his shit together, if Geno can get his shit together this week, which is a very tall task right now because he is struggling mightily. But I'm telling you now, if he can get it together, this is a very winnable game for us on the road in Indianapolis. So if Genty can continue to run the football the way he did last week, if we can get Brock Bowers going again, he's getting healthier and healthier as the day goes by. You know, maybe, just maybe, we can go out there and squeak out a win in Indianapolis and get the hell out of there and get back home 2-3. So, you know, and then after that, you guys, once again, you know, you're looking at, after that, some winnable games. Like, once again, if you go to our schedule right now, you know, we got, once again, you know, Indianapolis here, and then we got the Colts. The Titans. Those are two very winnable games. We can literally be back to 500 before we go to the Chiefs, you know, and we face the Chiefs October 19th. So we can essentially be 500 before we go out there and face the Chiefs, which could be a very big game for us at that point, if we can find a way to squeak out these two wins these next 2 weeks. And then we got a bye week to get right for a few nice teams. The Jaguars 3-1. You know, the Broncos are 2-2 right now, but their defense is still official. And then you got the Cowboys and the Browns, 2 other winnable games. So these games are going to be very, very pivotal these next 3 weeks. If you can beat Indy and if you can beat Tennessee, you can find a way to package up that momentum, bottle that shit up, and take it out to Kansas City. We may be onto something, but it all starts with Geno Smith. He needs to pull his head out of his ass, and he needs to get it together. Simple and plain, because it starts with him. The O-line held up last week, and I don't know if they're going to be able to do that this week. You know, with Stone Forsythe at left tackle, we shall see. But we can really find a way, man. And Sam, I said that. I said Indy's 3-1. I said they could have been 4-0 if they beat the Rams. But we could find a way to get back to 500, and we're right back in the thick of things in our division. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. Salute to my guy Johnny Wade in the building as well. Always good to see my bro, and I'll see you in a few days, brother. Hey, and real quick, salute to my guy Indiana Raider. Got a message from him. For those who are going to be in the area in Indianapolis, I will be there Friday night. Nikki Blaine's, 8 p.m. My flight lands at 6:45. Me and my bro Jason will be landing in Indianapolis. Stu's going to pick us up. We're going straight there. So 8 p.m., Nikki Blaine's, Indianapolis. And then Saturday, this is a nasty name. It's a disgusting name. I don't know how you call your place this. It is disgusting work. But the Black Hole will be throwing an event Saturday night at 8 p.m. at the Slippery Noodle. Pause. The Slippery Noodle, 8 p.m. Saturday night. So there's going to be a ton of Raider events out there. If you guys are looking for something to get involved with out there in Indianapolis, Friday and Saturday, there are parties for Raider Nation. We'll be out there kicking it and rocking out. It's going to be cool. I just got the call. Stu called me. I believe my boy Captain Jack's going to be kicking it with us at Stu's house for a couple days as well. So nice to see my guys. Been a minute. So yeah, man, if you guys are in the area, make sure you hit us up and let's rock. Max is peaking. This is facts, Eric. And Kuntz is definitely regaining form. He looked good. When you look at the tape this past Sunday, Kuntz was all over the place. He was definitely getting back to the Kuntz that we know. Defense looks solid. We need to solve our special teams woes ASAP. And that starts with bum-ass Tom McMahon. Got to get rid of him, man. Got to get rid of him, man. Got to get rid of him. Tom McMahon sucks. You can find a better special teams coach out there on the streets. Simple and plain. He is asparagus, bro. Yes. And I'm going to say this. Salute to Caleb Williams also. Giving Max Crosby a ton of praise. I know Max responded and said thank you and you know, blah, blah, blah on his podcast. But, you know, Caleb said that was the best player that he's faced in his career. That is a major, major thing. Like, Caleb Williams has played some really good teams in his first year and his second year so far. So for him to say that he's facing that, you know, he faced the best player up to this point in his career speaks volumes of who Max Crosby is. So he is definitely in his peak right now, Eric. And Kuntz is definitely regaining, you know, he's getting there. He's getting there. The wheels are turning here with Malcolm Kuntz. We just need him to continue to get better, man. So salute to my guy, Brandon Clark, man. Subscribed. I appreciate you, man. If you guys are new here and you're looking for some content, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to stay up with everything that we got going on over here at OLV Raiders Network. And also get the likes up. Keep us in the algorithm on YouTube. Let me see. Yeah, man, Daniel, it's nasty. It's nasty. It's nasty. Okay, Slippery Noodle is a badass blues bar right next to the stadium. It's the oldest bar in the city. Okay. Well, we'll be there. We're gonna be kicking it Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday. Me and Stu will be vibing out too, because I don't leave till Monday. So I don't think I leave till Monday night. So we'll be out there for the next 3-4 days, vibing out. So, but yes, the deadline is November 4th. You guys keep an eye on that date to see if we're gonna unload some guys, potentially add some guys depending on where we are in the next 3 or 4 weeks. Stay tuned for that. Also, I just mentioned Cam Smith just being waived by the Miami Dolphins yesterday, you guys. He's in his second year, I believe, coming out of South Carolina. He struggled out there in Miami. He can definitely use a fresh start. Keep an eye on Cam Smith. Once again, 6'1", like 196, 198 range. Definitely fits that build of what Pete Carroll likes. I would love to add Cam Smith, another young guy on a rookie deal that Pete Carroll can be that DB whisperer and potentially bring him up to the standard that a lot of us thought he could be coming out of South Carolina. Cam Smith, keep an eye on that name. He is on the waiver wire. If he clears, maybe we bring him in, or maybe we even put a claim in. We shall see. So stay tuned for that name as well. We went over the injury report. Another one will be out probably later today. We also talked about, we activated Carter Runyon. He is officially on the active roster, you guys. Congratulations to the UDFA. That is great to see him in year one being able to be active on this 53-man roster. Hopefully he can block his ass off with Colton Miller out of the lineup. Hopefully he can be a big help there and maybe be an addition, a solid addition in the passing game also. And then once again, we signed tackle Leroy Watson IV to our practice squad. So there's your depth piece there, just in case something happens with Stone Forsythe or Charles Grant, who are both on the active roster right now. And again, third-year guy, 4 starts under his belt, played in 11 games, former Brown, Titan, and Viking. So, and there you have it. Also, man, we can talk a lot, you guys, about what we want at the left tackle position moving forward. A lot of us would prefer to have Charles Grant there. I understand the ideology of not throwing him out there immediately and having him get inside of his own head and completely just check out his rookie season. Hopefully Stone Forsythe can at least just help in the run game because with all these injuries that, with all these picks that Geno Smith has thrown up to this point, with the injury to Colton Miller, I'm assuming that moving forward with Genty having that massive breakout game against the Bears, putting up almost 150 on the ground, I think we're going to get to the point where we're going to run the football a lot, and if Stone can at least just help run block, if he can be that guy at left tackle to just at least in the run blocking game department, because once again, it seems like Geno is better under duress. So even if he's not good in pass pro like Colton Miller has been, maybe Geno will find a way to work around this shit. Because historically, Geno was played behind some terrible O-lines in Seattle and now with us. So maybe, just maybe, Stone Forsythe. Let me highlight you real quick, champ. Please, at least be solid in the run blocking department. You have been really bad in that in recent memory. You've been bad in pass pro. I think that, honestly, you guys, he was the second worst rated offensive lineman last year behind Alex Kappa. Essentially, we have, I believe, 2 of the worst rated offensive linemen on this roster with Alex Kappa and Stone Forsythe. I seen a stat somewhere on Twitter yesterday about Stone Forsythe being literally the second lowest rated offensive lineman behind Alex Kappa last year. That's nasty work. But I'm just hoping that you can block your ass off in terms of run blocking on the left side so we can continue to at least see Ashton Genty just build these games up, build these games up, build these games up. And then we could be a run-first football team because we've been putting it on Geno's shoulders to go out there and a ton of play action. Seems like we're in shotgun every goddamn play. I know we've been slowly running the football more, from 17 carries to 21. We're starting to get to that point where we're starting to be a run-first football team. And I think with Colton Miller out, I do believe that we're going to really, really, really start running the football even more. So, Stone, man, if you can, just get right. Just get right in terms of run blocking. We need you, bro. We need you. We need you. Yeah, Bodega. Thank God I'm not going to be here to see it Sunday. So I won't have my laptop and I won't be near my back window. So I'll be in Indianapolis watching it live in living color. So, yeah, man. So it's going to be nasty, nasty work. And I'll be on the sidelines. Me and Stu and Jason Sunday, we'll be there. We'll be on the sidelines before the game up until kickoff. Hey, Stone Forsyth, man, you a big dude, bro. If you heard all the hate, man, that I'm throwing your way. Hey, bro, if you got an issue, man, I hear you. I see you. I understand it, bro. But you're cheeks, bro. You're cheeks, okay? You're cheeks. All right. I know these guys watch this shit. If you see me on the sideline, I'm not going to act as though, hey, Stone, what's up? Play a great game. Not doing it, man. Not doing it, bro. I'm not doing it. So am I rooting for you? Yes, you're a Raider. I'm hoping and praying that you could turn your career around this Sunday. But historically, when you look at, your game coming out of Florida, playing for the Giants, the Seahawks, you've been really, 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 really bad. So I'll keep that same energy, not looking to fight your big ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's get that out the way. But I will definitely stand on business. It just is what it is. You know what I mean? So yeah, and this is facts, my guy. He just needs to prove otherwise he's not cheeks. Do that and I'll shut the hell up. Simple and plain. Low Tone, let me ask you, where do those come from? Because I think Max is going to continue moving upwards. Maybe 2 from him, 3 from him. Big game, getting to Daniel Jones a ton. I still need to see. Tyree has gotten a few this season. Maybe Tyree sneaks in there and lays the hammer again 2 weeks in a row. Okay, so let's give Max 2, Tyree 1, and let's just say Booker, or maybe Jonah Lalu. He hasn't had one in a few weeks. I think it's time to get him back in that category. Well, you know what? I'm lying. He had one against the Commanders, I believe, right? But it should have been Max's. So, but yeah, it is what it is. Oh, Omni, bro, listen to me. I've watched this kid since Florida. Like, the year he came out was truly the year that I started to really get in my draft bag in terms of the podcast and started watching, film on these guys and watching. Bro, I know. Nasty work. Oh, dude, the Zoom meeting while watching, I'm not looking to fight your big ass. You know what I'm saying? But once again, I will stand on business and tell you your ass until proven otherwise. It just is what it is. Graphk going to be the only person Forsyth pancakes that day. Maybe. Yo, catch me at the slippery noodle, son. Catch me at the slippery noodle, son. No pause. Indianapolis, the oldest blues club, according to Johnny Wade, in the area. Catch me at Slippery Noodle, son. I'll be there. Salute to the chat, man. As always, appreciate you guys so much. Wipe them feet, hit them thumbs up. If you guys are not subscribed yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also, man, I want to tell everybody right now, it's a new month. Outside of football, it's a new month, new energy. It's officially October. My wife's birthday is coming up on the 23rd. I can't wait to celebrate that with her. But, man, I'm hoping that, last month we can truly put that behind us because I know I had a very, very rough September. It was really, really tough, man. So I'm hoping and praying for every single one of you guys, man, that this month is phenomenal for you, whether it's, health, wealth, family, just everything as a whole. I'm hoping and praying that you guys can, have a great month and put whatever, was in the past last month, just keep that shit in the past. You know what I mean? So real quick, man, just prayers to all you guys out there and salute to you guys. Salute to my guy, Dub9. This will be the biggest test for Chip. Need to adjust the game plan. Less deep route concepts. This is facts. Focus on running and quick passing. Get Geno on the move. Maybe. Talk that talk, Dub. And we've been preaching that for the past few weeks. You want to eliminate the turnovers? Start throwing some screens. And start eating at the middle of the football field with Besh and Mayer, Brock and Jacoby. Less stretching of the field right now because, it seems as though Geno is just out there just giving it up every single time he tries to go out there and stretch the football field. So I'm hoping that we can do exactly what you said. Adjust that game plan, get short, intermediate, some dinking and dunking, get Genty involved in space, get Dylan involved in space. Get them more activated in the passing game. And yeah, man, we could be all right. If you want to limit the turnovers from Geno, man, you have to change some things up. And, I'm hoping that Chip Kelly feels the pressure right now from the fan base and from being 1-3 right now, and he makes some changes. Definitely, man. Oh, Hug, that's dope. That's dope, bro. That's dope. 26. That's dope, bro. Happy early birthday to her, brother. Potbelly, yes, he is on the practice squad. He's on a practice squad. So maybe at some point, we'll see him activated, but essentially, man, he's just been pretty much just relegated to the practice squad since he's been with us. 2-3 seasons in a row? So I don't know if we'll ever get a chance to see the young UDFA out of Arkansas on the active roster. Honestly, we'll see. We'll see. Primos, I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, man. Let me see. Daniel, stupid. Said my wife got a cousin with some real size. She's a shy girl, but the measurables are there. Stupid, man. Salute to Fuck You, one of the greatest names in YouTube history, my guy. What up, big homie? Man, all we can do now is hope for the best. Facts. Facts, bro. Prayers are in order. Prayers are in order, my brother. Salute to another great YouTube name, Suck Me Off. I'm assuming that's where you were going with this. Thanks, Graphk, for making Raiders season better for us and giving us a spot to come and chill and talk our shit because our Raiders are always doing us dirty. Salute to you, man. Appreciate you, my guy. I don't want to repeat the name again, but, appreciate you, brother. Thank you, man, for allowing me to have a platform for you guys to come through and kick it and listen to me just talk out my neck. So appreciate it. Let me see. Y'all about to see Graphk and Stu at the game 1 minute and then vanish after witnessing Stone, Parham, and Meredith give up 8 sacks in the first quarter. Damn. Me and Stu ain't going anywhere. We're going to sit there the entire game. We're going to sit there the entire game. We actually got a few people that we need to talk to out there on some business shit as well. So we're going to stick around. We're going to kick it. We're going to vibe out. One thing we don't do, we both love football. So regardless if we getting our ass killed out there, we're going to show up. We're going to show out. We're going to stay until the last down. We did it in Cincinnati last year. We got absolutely destroyed. And me and Stu sat around and watched that shit. So we're not going anywhere. But, I think that this will be a competitive game, Bodega. I truly do. I truly do. If we can get Genty rolling the same way that he did, last week, and if Geno can just at least cut the damn picks in half, I mean, shit, like maybe we have something here. Maybe. So, but we'll see. We'll see. Get a few more questions in here, you guys. Primos would have bombed. Colts 38, Raiders 17. Damn. I caught myself, Raiders got. I caught myself. Do I have us winning this game? I do not. Do I believe that we can win this game? I do. Do I have a prediction for this game? I don't. Not just yet, because once again, I do want to see is Michael Mayer going to play? I do want to keep an eye on this Indianapolis Colts injury report and see some things. I was seeing something on their wide receiver, Mitchell, Adonai Mitchell, the former Texas product. So I'm keeping an eye, honestly, on their injury side of things as well before I can really determine what kind of outcome I think is going to happen. So I'm going to pump the brakes a little bit. But I do believe we can win this game. If Geno can go out there and not have any turnovers and play more like he did in New England, I'll live with 1 touchdown and 1 pick. If we can run the football effectively, I can live with that, which is sad, but I can live with 1-1 and Genty going out there and running for over 100 yards. I can live with that as long as it equals a dub because we need one badly. We need one badly right now because our season is definitely hanging on, by nothing pretty much right now. If you lose this game, you're 1-4, and you're pretty much mathematically, it's going to be very, very difficult to keep pace, especially with those teams in your division. You know what I mean? So we said that last week was a must-win game, and it was. And we found a way to shit the bed and lose that game on a last-second block field goal. But this one is honestly another must-win game. These next 2 weeks are must-win games. If you can get back to 500, the energy shifts. I'm telling you now, if we could find a way to end this 3-game losing streak and go out there and win 2 in a row and then then go face, KC, I'm telling you, man, I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be okay. And then we got the bye week after that to get healthy. These are 2 very winnable games. Now, the KC one, it looks as though they're starting to gain a little bit more momentum. They went out there and beat the hell out of Baltimore, even though Baltimore is a bad football team right now. But and they're dealing with a ton of injuries as well. But yeah, it is what it is. But Johnny Way says, yes, it's going to have to be all about Geno because the Colts' weaknesses are pass defense, not their run defense. There you go. So guess what, Johnny Way? You can do 2 things here. You can do exactly what we were saying. Those short intermediate passes, get Mayer involved in the offense, get Brock, get him his reps, get him over, 10 targets this week. Find Jacoby there in the middle of the football field, get Jack Besh involved in the offense, eat up that middle of that football field in short intermediate situations. But then once again, they struggle in the pass defense. Okay, we'll find Ashton Genty in the flats, get him going in the screen game, get Dylan in the flats. There's so many different things that we can do in this offense to take advantage of those weaknesses, but will Chip Kelly do it? Only time will tell. We shall see in the next few days. So, but special teams needs to show up for sure. They got to get better, man. They can't keep putting us in bad situations where Dylan goes out there and gets us to the 40-yard line, or Raheem Mostert gets us to the 35, and every single time it's backing them up because of stupid-ass boneheaded penalties. We need to make sure that we are a better football team in all facets of the game, special teams, defensively and offensively, in order to win this game. Because, yes, it's a winnable game, but also, once again, we are traveling far east and facing a team on the road. So it's not going to be an easy task. It's not going to be an easy task at all. And it's crazy. I think Brock, even with the limited targets that he's had these past few weeks, I think he's like 3rd right now in the NFL in passing yards in terms of tight ends. I think Tyler Warren is number 1, and he's a stud, and we'll see him here. It's the battle of Tyler Warren, right, and Brock Bowers. He's number 1 right now. I think Brock is number 3. I think he's number 3. I could be wrong. And that's coming off of 2 mid performances because of the knee injury. You know what I mean? Once again, he's starting to slowly get back up there. And I think this Sunday we're going to see a Brock special. I think that Brock Bowers is going to be a lot more involved in the offense this weekend. I'm telling you now. The whole Tyler Warren talk, and a lot of people compare him to Brock Bowers. They can both play all over the football field. This is going to be a situation where I think they're gonna lean on Brock a ton in the passing game this week. Salute to my guy Hug Dizzle. 3 weeks in this chat with the amount of car wrecks is a lot. Like a lot. The My Father needs a W so I can save some bullets. Toxic like Fukushima. Salute to my guy Hug. Yeah, man, we've been definitely litting off clips, magazines, the whole shit these past few weeks in the chat. It's been pretty rough. Let me see. Once again, too, you guys, because of my schedule changing, I got a lot of things going on also like during the night. So you're going to be seeing a lot more coffee and convos moving forward. So just a heads up, we're going to stick to these 12 Central, 1 p.m. Central times for the shows moving forward, and I'll try and sneak in some late night shows with the guys or whatever I can moving forward. But outside of Sundays with Hammer, which everybody has off, during the weeks, majority of the time I'll be doing these early shows because of my schedule changing and my boys with their schedule and stuff like that. So expect a ton of coffee and convos moving forward. This is going to be the move for the foreseeable future. Bodega, no, it has nothing to do with that either. Trust me. I'm still working on some things, but it's not a situation where I'm working. It's more along the lines of, with my sons, I'm getting way more involved with the academic side of things with them. We're doing a bunch of things with my kid. Then they're going to be back in sports here in a second. So my schedule is going to be like blocked out. It's going to be really, really tough. But I went to the teacher parent situation and I found a few things that I need to get better with as a father in terms of academics. So we're spending tons of time during the night to get them in the direction that they need to go. So my sons are great kids and they're doing really good in school, but they can always do better. And right now I didn't have that, you know what I mean? So I want to make sure that they have that. So I got to make sure that I pour into them moving forward. So I like the coffee and combos anyway. These are the ones that I enjoy the most, is doing these solo shows in the morning. So, and I mean, I love doing all the shows, with my guys, everybody, you know what I mean? But once again, these are going to be the shows that I'm just doing a ton moving forward. OJ, did I miss your chat, brother? Oh, okay. There you go. First off, congrats on your accolades and continued growth of the great Raiders content. Graphk, you think we trade for an O-lineman or ride out with what we have? I do believe that they're going to ride out with what we have. I don't think they're going to look outside the building at all. You know what's funny, man? I just watched, who was it that went and got Cam Robinson, you guys? Somebody just traded for Cam Robinson and swapped like some late round picks. And I'm not here to sell you guys like Cam Robinson is this best left tackle in football or nothing like that. I think it was in Minnesota. It was somebody. I forgot who the hell made the move, but that would have been a move that I would have made. And some people are like, well, how do you know the Raiders even knew that he was available? Man, look, let me tell y'all something real quick. And thank you guys for all the kind words, man. Family always comes first. Period, point blank, the end. It is what it is. I got to make sure. In Texas, man, things are different in terms of academics as well. If you want to play football, you have to have at least a 70%. There's not no 2.0 like it is in California. You have to have at least a 70%. If you're at 69%, you cannot play sports, football, baseball, basketball, none of that. So, and it's not just sports. I want to make sure that they're set up for the future, regardless of what they choose to do, being an engineer or whatever it is they want to do. But we got to make sure that we stay on them now moving forward because, I've been spending a lot of time doing this and other things. And it's like, I got to make sure that we hold it down. You know what I mean? So, that would have been a move that I would have made. Yeah, I think it was it the Browns, Tim? Was it? It was the Browns, the Vikings. It was one of those teams. I forgot. Well, let me see. You may be right. You may be right. He went to the Browns. Yes. So they picked up Cam Robinson. They picked up their Mumford. They made a few moves out there in Cleveland to try and better that offensive line. But I would have swapped the late round pick for Cam Robinson. And the NFL is a very small circle, you guys. A lot of people keep saying that, oh, well, how do you know that Spytek was even privy? He was privy to this. You don't think for once that these other teams are saying, hey, just a heads up, or sending faxes, putting the bat signal up. Hey, Cam Robinson is available, you guys. Just letting you know. You know what I mean? Like, trust and believe that these teams are very, very in the know when guys become available. It's not just, let me hit up the Browns and just say, hey, we have this guy. You want to swap late round picks? No, they let pretty much every organization to know it in football so they can try to get the best deal possible. And I would have preferred to have Cam Robinson at left tackle than a Stone Forsythe. Now, I understand that Pete and company want to go with the guy they have familiarity with, but Cam Robinson is the better football player. Now, by how much, I'm not here to fight with any of you guys about that. But I just know that Cam Robinson is a better football player than Stone Forsythe. Simple and plain. So I would have made the move. I would have swapped the late round pick immediately and went and got him. But once again, it is what it is. But I don't think that they're going to make a move. I think they went and just got a guy and added him to the practice squad. That, Stone Forsythe will be the guy at left tackle. And then once Charles Grant is ready to go, maybe he takes over if Stone struggles, which I expect him to. But we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, and Graham, this is facts. That's what agents are for as well. Exactly. You don't think Cam Robinson agent was out there fishing and hitting up every organization? Hey, my guy's available. We would love to play for your organization. Reach out to the Texans if you have some type of interest in my client. Definitely. Hey, man, I'm telling you, Daniel, slippery noodle, bro. Indianapolis, the slippery noodle, bro. Cheers, man. I finally found my Lee's Japanese or Vietnamese coffee, man, from back home. For those who are from Northern California, they probably have these all over the place. But when I lived in San Jose, man, I was living on these Lee's Vietnamese coffees, dude. For those who live in the Bay and you go anywhere in San Jose, man, this shit is lit. My dog Hug said, I forged my wife's signature so my son can play football. Stoic, man. And right, you never know. You never know. You never know. There you go, Just Raiders, baby. Them Lee sandwiches. But you never know. I've seen a few experts put it out there that this is an easy trap game for the Colts, that they have not been performing at a high clip. You know, this past week and the week prior, I believe that they were saying something along the lines of them coming back down to earth, so to speak. So this can definitely be a trap game for the Colts. You know, look, man, we got blew out. Well, we didn't get blown out by the Chargers, but it was clear they beat us. Got blown out by the Commanders, and then we lose in heartbreaking fashion to the Bears. We're like in that category right now. We're like scratching at the circle. We're knocking on the door to a victory right now. Don't think for once that the Colts don't see that, and they know that we're getting closer and closer to getting a victory here. This can definitely be a trap game for the Colts. Definitely. Let me see. Salute to Mike Parker, man. Appreciate you, brother. Yeah, this shit is crack for sure. And I just had another drink. I forgot what it was called. What's those? Damn, I forgot what it's called. I'm on crack today, you guys, for sure. Once this is done, I'm gonna go run around my neighborhood for a little while. Modern, no, thank you. No, thank you. He is done. He is done. I understand that he had a really good game, you know, against the Dallas Cowboys, in which he came right back down to Russell Wilson for him through a pick at the end of the game. But look, all that Pete Carroll and reunited with Russ Wilson, I thought that was all bullshit. We talked about it in the offseason. We talked about how it would make sense, and then it seemed as though it wasn't making sense, like that it was never going to happen in the first place. A report came out that was never going to happen, that it wasn't even an option for the Raiders. Look, man, no. I can see Russ going somewhere else, potentially. I'm looking – Niners got Brock back healthy. Brock Purdy's healthy. There's a few football teams out there that can use another quarterback. Who just went down, you guys? Maybe Cincinnati sniffs around. Maybe Cincinnati. Browning just got absolutely killed against the Denver Broncos. Maybe they make a call for Russ. Who's to say? I mean, I think that, you know, those receivers out there would probably be happy to at least bring in a guy that has played at a high level, at least in his past. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could see Cincinnati making a move for him potentially, you know, but maybe Baltimore, Richard. Yeah, Lamar's going to be gone for a few weeks. I don't know if they're going to be really high on Tyler, you know, Huntley, Snoop, but we'll see. Not really into that kind of music, M85, but I definitely support them because they're from the crib, for sure. Salute to the Deftones. But I'm not really into that type of music. I just listen to hip-hop, R&B the majority of the time. I'm an R&B guy. And then I like listening to alternative music as well. I've really gotten into country lately, though. Like, my favorite groups are The Fray, and then I love Morgan Wallen. I stay listening to Morgan Wallen now. Like, that's like on my playlist like crazy. He got some dope-ass music. So I've been in my country bag since moving to Texas. So get a few more questions in, you guys, because now I'm talking about country music. Yeah, it's not happening. It's not happening. It's not happening. Eddie. Oh, Baltimore got Cooper Rush. Okay, I forgot that they had Cooper Rush. And he won a few games for Dallas. So there you go. Hey, I like Wallen, bro. I like Wallen. You crazy, Hug. I like Wallen. I said Wallen. I say Waller. Morgan Wallen. I believe that's what I said. But yeah, you guys, coming up on an hour, we will be back tomorrow. We'll probably do one more show, maybe two. Maybe I'll get matter of fact, you know what? Let me hit up the AFC West guys. We may end up being back tonight. If not tonight, tomorrow. I know Darcy's traveling to Austin, Texas. So I don't know his availability if he's going to be out here, but I'll keep you guys posted. We may do that tonight. If not, maybe tomorrow. And we'll get one more coffee and convo before I sneak out of Dallas to Indianapolis Friday. I leave early Friday afternoon, so maybe I can sneak a show in the morning. We shall see. But other than that, we'll be live. Me, Stu, B, Jay, all the guys will be live out there in Indianapolis. So stay tuned for that. Hug says, now let's talk Graph's hobby. Well, I'm about to go do one of my hobbies. I got an hour earlier in on the weights. Now I got to go do cardio. So I'm going to go take my dog for a long walk, get my cardio in, and get rolling. So, but yeah, man, other than that, love, appreciate you guys on the way out. Make sure you guys wipe them feet, hit them thumbs up, hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed yet. And also, once again, thank you so much for making us reach the 15 million view mark, you guys. You guys are the greatest, and we are officially in the top 20 percentile with the YouTube program in terms of monetized channels for frequent content. So thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for helping me get to those points. 15 million views is all you guys. And because you guys continue to watch these shows, I'm as frequent as I am. So thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. And also, once again, this will be up on Spotify and Apple Music shortly after this. So stay tuned. Make sure you go over there, subscribe, download, all that other good stuff. Love, appreciate you guys all. I'm out of here.